story is going to be about the time when I almost killed my children. And it happened moments after I told all of them, I'm your father. You can trust me. Let's get into it. If you're watching my podcast, then you're failing at life. Unless you're my mother. Hi, Mom. The story starts back when my kids were maybe preteen, teenage. At the time, I was touring with a band, so I was gone a lot. I didn't get to see my kids very often. So every time I came back, I wanted to do something really fun. I wanted to do something like, epic. I wanted my kids to be like, yay, Dad. So I had this idea that I'm going to take my kids rollerblading. Now, it's important to know that none of us had ever been rollerblading before, but I thought it would be a great idea. So I went to the store and got all of us rollerblades, and I outfitted them with helmets and knee pads and elbow pads and wrist guards, the whole thing. And so far, this isn't a really horrible idea, but I decided I wanted to take them to the park that I grew up in. Like, it's a big city park, and it has bike trails that travel like all the way across the city. And I thought, man, we could just ride these bike trails on our new rollerblades, and it'll be great. So we get to the park, and we are kind of tooling around in the parking lot, kind of getting used to it. We're having a couple of those moments, but everything's going pretty good. My kids are a little apprehensive because they don't know where I'm taking them. It's not like we just bought rollerblades and we're just goofing around in some little park. We are embarking upon a bike trail that goes, as far as they're concerned, indefinitely. So they don't know where we're going. The apprehension levels are high. So we get our little practice in. I let us practice for about 15 minutes. And I thought, that seems about right. I think we're good. Nobody's fell down in a little while. So let's go, guys. So we make our way over to the beginning of our part of the trail. And how it begins is that there's this hill that leads down into the bike trail. It's like the on-ramp of the bike trail. It's downhill, but it goes into a blind curve underneath of a big bridge. Also important to know that the river is not far away from this trail, this bike path. So without going down there and exploring what's on the blind side, the underneath the bridge part, no exploration took place. Just Dad at the top of this hill saying to his 3 children, we're going to go down this hill, okay? But what I did know about this hill is it went down under the bridge, and then immediately it went back up. And so my memory of it is as a kid on a bike that I would ride my bike down that hill, and I would want to get as much speed as possible so that it would take me up the other side. So the logic, if you're not following along, the logic is that it's going to be fine. We just build up speed. We don't even need to slow ourselves down because the other side is going to take care of that. I had it all worked out. It had been years since I even been there. So we're standing at the top of this hill, looking down it. My kids are starting to get scared. They are wrestling with their inner demons. They don't know how to tell their father, we don't want to do this. But you can see the worry on their face. And I'm failing them miserably. I am ignoring the fact that their anxiety levels are through the roof. So I'm having the pep talk with them. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. Look, I wouldn't put you in a situation where you could get hurt. Everything's fine. I'm your father. You can trust me. So I decided there's just no better way to get this done than to just do it. So I said, all right, guys, here's the deal. I'm going to go first, okay? And when I get down there, then you guys can go. And remember, you get to stay in a line. Just stay in your line. And you'll get to the part where it goes uphill and it'll just naturally slow you down. So they're staring at me like, okay, Dad, you can go. So I went. I went just like I planned it in my head. Down this hill. Goes into the blind curve. As soon as I get into the blind curve, I see that the river has washed huge rocks all the way across this trail. I mean, big rocks and lots of them. Not like a place you can go between them. Like you go over them or you just land on them. I'm flying toward all these rocks across the path. I'm in trouble. Somehow, I did this like running. I don't even know how I kept my balance. It was terrifying. So I get stopped on the top of a pile of rocks, and I'm realizing my kids were just told to go down this hill. So I start running back on these rollerblades. I'm yelling, don't go. Don't go. Haley says to her sister and her brother, he's saying, go, go. We better do what he says. Haley, out of pure obedience, in the desire to please her father, who has failed her miserably, decides to just go for it. So she starts down this hill, and she is picking up major speed. I can't tell anybody's coming down the hill. I'm just yelling, trying to stop them. Haley hits the blind curve. That's when I see her. She's moving so fast. She's flying right toward me. I'm like, what am I going to do? I have to save her from the rocks. So she's right at me. And I decide to just grab her. I'm like, I'll just stop her. Boom, hits. She knocks my feet out from underneath of me because I'm on rollerblades. I have no grip, no way to stop. Knocks my feet right out from underneath of me. And we both slam down on the ground, except I am on top of her, and I slammed down on top of her. At this point, all of the wind in her lungs just got shoved right out. She is, I'm like, oh my gosh. We're both bleeding. She is bleeding. She broke her phone from the fall. I then realized I have 2 more kids that are going to come down this hill. So I scramble to my feet. I have to leave this child to fend for herself so I can save my other kids. And sure enough, here comes Jordan flying down the hill. Ah! And I somehow panicked and thought, I can't try to catch her like I did Haley. I almost killed Haley. So I decided I'm going to try to shove her. There was like this embankment, okay? I'm going to try to shove her because it looked like it was a little muddy. And maybe that would be good. I have milliseconds to make these decisions. So as she's flying, I go running toward her, and I do. I hit her right from the side. Wham! I shoved her right up into the embankment, of which the trees that were in that embankment, she hit those trees and broke her helmet. Now she's down, and they're devastated. Nobody's sure how bad this really is yet. But when I shoved her, I fell again. Now I have more blood coming out of my arm and my leg. And I'm like, I still have one more child that I have to save. And I scramble up onto the skates and I look, and my son is sitting on his bottom and he's scooching down the hill and he's yelling, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I was so relieved. I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, Zach, are you okay? So I had to check on the status of my daughters. I go back to Haley. She's finally got her air back, but she's got this panic look on her face. And I'm like, it's going to be okay, honey. And she's saying, I broke my phone. And I'm immediately saying, honey, I will buy you a new phone today. I will, I promise. I go check on Jordan. Jordan, he's got a little bit of a different personality. Jordan looks at me like, you failed. And she wasn't wrong. And that, my friends, is how I lost my foot. I want you to fill out in the comment sections. I can get Jordan, Haley, and Zach right here on this podcast, and they'll tell you their own version of the same story. If you want to see that, put that in the comments for me. All right? I'll see you in the next show. Make sure you hit like and subscribe.